Hello everyone and welcome to another Versus video with me, Brad Nelson, joined by him, Todd Anderson. Today we're going to be playing Modern, a format that I don't know a lot about, but I have been infecting a few people, so I'm familiar with about half of these cards.
Yeah.
The other half I played in Limited.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they're all very good limited spells though, to be fair.
Very good as strong.
I don't know, Groundswell was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, that's one.
That's one. Might of Old Croso was pretty good too.
Distortion Strike?
That was also not that good, yeah. Okay. I don't even know what it does. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to play this deck. All right, so let's look into Blue-Green, Infect, and Modern. Very much like the Legacy version where we have these 16 creatures. We got a couple more with Viridian Corruptors, but...
Now, I will say, Tom had Viridian Corruptor in a few different versions of his Legacy version.
Yeah.
And the one he won the Invitational with actually had one main deck along with Green Sun Zenith.
Yes, but cool. After he won the tournament, we went back to the room.
I know. No,
it was so great.
Well, yeah, he only played the Savannah and the white cards because he couldn't find a fourth Tropical Island.
And didn't feel like asking people. and I'm bring it back up. I'm not gonna lie. We get back to the room after he just demolishes his second Invitational, and I'm like, so how was the white? And he's like, real bad. I lost I lost the game in the finals because I had it. If it was any other card, like his Green Sun Zenith or something was any other card he would have won, or Viridian Corruptor. Yeah. And I was just like, you're the only person in this room that tried a theory or something. You're just like experimenting with your deck at the Invitation. Anyway.
I do that with opens. Maybe I should be with Invitationals because clearly.
Should I play this red deck or my sheep deck?
Yeah. That's a story for another time.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into this. All right, so the goal is to get 10 Tom Ross poison counters because if you read the card, it says a player with 10 or more Tom Ross counters loses the game.
Yeah. Much like I did to Chihoi in our feature match on camera.
And much like I didn't do against Chihoi in our feature match. Yeah. But the whole idea is pretty simple. We're going to use probes to get more information. We're going to try to get 10 infect. Now, we can like small ball them with Noble Higher Triggers and Pendle Havens. And then we have the big game, which is the Vines, the Mutagenic Growths, the Groundswells, and the Might of Old Crosos. So the goal is to just deal a lot of infect really quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome how infect actually changed the game with how pump spells worked. Like, normally it's pretty rare to find any sort of pump spell in a constructed deck outside of, like Brad's occasional giant growths in his standard deck. But But when infect is dealing, effectively twice as much damage, these cards just become so much more explosive and powerful.
Yeah, all the creatures are, when they're fighting other creatures, they're just really weak. But when they're fighting players, they have double strike. That's how you really can see it.
Right.
Because you only need to deal 10. So, and this deck is just trying to find any avenue to get through, and that's what Distortion Strike's there for, right? It gives you a bonus.
Yeah, it's a double bonus and makes Ghost Nerf unblockable twice, which is pretty much all you need to do.
Yep, and the rest is pretty simple. There's a 1-wild Defiance against like Lightning Bolts. Also, it's like just a card you can have in play that lets one spell just kill them.
Yeah.
And one Apostle's Blessing, which you'll see more copies of these in the sideboard. But yeah, y'all know what Infect is by now because we've been playing it now at the Opens. I mean, Tom is literally infecting the Legacy metagame. I mean, it's really funny that he actually is doing that.
Maybe me and you are just new Phyrexia
zombies, yeah. I have been having that rash lately.
I like Elesh Norn. I'm down with it.
All right, well, let's go check out the sideboard. All right, so in the sideboard, you're going to find a lot of cards that are here to help continue the pressure. Like, we are not trying to be reactive in any matchup except against Affinity, because Affinity is a really tough matchup because they can be really aggressive. They have a lot of flyers, a lot of ways. Like, we only have one way to really get damage through against them because we don't have a lot of trample. And there's none.
There's zero. I mean, in Legacy we have Berserk. That's like our only big trample card. But in Modern we don't have access to that card or anything that would really be as good as Berserk. So we are resigned to using Nature's Claim to get rid of their flyers as well as their cranial platings. But I mean, this is just like a pretty good card in general. Like there are certain Tron decks that will play a bunch of artifacts and also have like hate cards like Spellskite that are also artifacts. And so there's a lot of splash damage in how people try to fight you. And Nature's Claim just fills the role perfectly.
4 of these is better than any number of Hercule's Recall?
Well,
probably.
I don't know. But Nature's Claim is sweet. So.
All right. So for the rest of the deck, we got Dispel against any of the decks that are running Path and Lightning Bolt and all the instants. This will probably be a big card in the matchup against Todd. Another Apostle's Blessing for matchups where I need to protect myself from Abrupt Decay.
Yeah,
because I can't counter other things. So.
Right. So with 2 Apostle's Blessing and 4 Vines of Vastwood after sideboard, 6 ways to counter Abrupt Decay is probably good enough.
Yep. Twisted Image to help fight Spellskites and just give us a little added value against birthing pod decks where we can just like nug a mana guy because they're all 0/1, so we switch them into 1/0s and state-based effects kill them.
Yeah, I mean, Twisted Image, against the birthing pod decks, they all have one spell skite, sometimes two, and they all have like 7 or 8 mana guys. So yeah, Twisted Image is just awesome in that matchup, but it does have applications against other things too. If your opponent is playing, like today, I'm playing a Splinter Twin deck, but I'm only playing one spell skite. But a lot of the straight blue-red Splinter Twin decks play like 3 or 4, like a lot of ways to protect them. And so having access to that is double-sided because you get to kill this and be able to combo kill them before they kill you. So.
Yep. And then 2 more Wild Defiance against Lightning Bolt decks, which also might come in against Todd because he has so many Lightning.
I do have
bolts.
a lot of bolts.
Also, Spellskite's good against his combo.
Yep.
And
all my
maybe we
spells.
can get the combo.
Oh yeah, in case you didn't know, this is actually a really weird interaction. 2 copies of Spellskite and a Wild Defiance lets you chain back and forth, not infinitely because you have to pay 2 life each time, but it retargets every time you switch it with a Spellskite. So you can pump a Spellskite, pump a Spellskite, pump a Spellskite, and then attack for 100.
Yeah, you can just for every 2 life you get +3/+3, and if you're at 20 life, you can get these over 10 before you're dead.
Yeah.
And so if there's a board state where that's relevant, you can just bounce, attack you with 2 9 whatever's 13s. But yeah, that's the sideboard, and we'll get to battle. And we're not going to do a deck tech with Tarmo Twin because Todd plays that against me all the time.
That is not true.
I know you've never have. I actually play against you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Let's
but
battle.
I love Tarmo Twin, and I want to play.